All right. Hello, everybody. KVUE Chief Meteorologist Hunter Williams here with you on this Monday evening for our nightly edition of the extended forecast. Really, the main thing I want to talk about tonight is a slight, keyword slight, let's go into this with, honest expectations, a slight increase in our rain chances for your Tuesday and Wednesday, especially for areas along and east of I-35. So hopefully, if you're superstitious to your rain dance, whatever you need to do, hopefully some of us get some beneficial rain. If you don't happen to get rain, it's still going to be hot and muggy. Highs in the mid-90s over the next couple of days. And then by this weekend, our rain chances start to go down and the heat levels will ramp up. I think some of us could be in the triple digits by this weekend. So with that, let's dive into things. Here's a live look over Lake Travis. Pretty desolate out there today, obviously being the work week now, and of course with the heat, be a little toasty out there in the water, but still looks nice. So highs are going to be in the mid to upper 90s through most of the work week. As I mentioned, if you don't happen to get rain, it's not going to be cool or anything. It's still going to be quite hot. There's our slight uptick in rain chances, mainly for Tuesday and Wednesday, but even into Thursday, there's about like a 20% chance for rain. Then this weekend, once those rain chances drop off, we get even hotter. And I said this on our newscast. If we are in the mid to upper 90s now and we're going even hotter, you can do the math on what that means for our weekend forecast. Current numbers outside, we are just after 7 o'clock now on this Monday evening. It's 94 in Austin. The high temperature today was 98. Amazingly, we have not hit 100 a single time in Austin in the month of June. The average first triple-digit day for Austin is around July 4th, so it's actually not like out of the ordinary that we haven't hit it in June. The reason it's weird is because we hit 100 twice in May, and then we have not hit it in June, so that is a little bit odd. 95 in Bastrop right now. It's 91 in Lockhart, San Marcos, sitting at 90 degrees. Okay, radar right now, not very active. As far as this evening is concerned, I'm thinking it's about a 10% chance for rain, mainly for our eastern counties. So Fayette County, you've already had a little bit of your rain. Lee County, some now. Bastrop, maybe eastern Wilco, Milam County. This is just going to be very spotty, and if you get rain, it's not going to be anything too major here. Let me give you the better zoom on the radar. So this is over Lee County, tiny little downpour there. You can see this outflow boundary is racing through. So again, this could churn up a couple more little spotty things like this. So Milam, southeastern Williamson County, small chance for rain as we go through the rest of this evening. Temperature-wise across the state of Texas, predictably, most of us are just dealing with the heat. But as you go into West Texas and the Panhandle, this is where it's a stormier weather pattern over the next couple of days. And I'll show you why. Here's the nationwide picture. The next graphic will show you why. It is heat across the East Coast. Washington, D.C., just as hot as Austin today. New York's at 85, Cleveland 90, 92 in Chicago. And these areas, mid-Atlantic into the Northeast, will actually be, in many cases, hotter than what we're dealing with here in Central Texas over the next couple of days because they have this big heat ridge which is developed and it's centered over the East Coast. So this is the graphic that explains why it's more active to our west. There's a dip out here where we have a trough over the West Coast. So in this battleground zone, it is going to be more active and stormy and rainy, West Texas and the Panhandle. For us, we're more influenced by the edge of this heat ridge. But what's interesting about our forecast, and this is why our rain chances go up a little bit, on the far southern peripheral of that ridge, we are dealing with southeast flow, which of course comes off the Gulf. So there's these little disturbances, I'm just going to call them like little waves of moisture that will be pushing our way in this southeasterly flow off the Gulf and into Texas. As I mentioned, is this going to bring us any sort of crazy widespread rain chance? No, but it is enough to at least mention rain chances in our forecast. So here's 7 o'clock this evening. Again, just super spotty stuff this evening. Most will stay dry. Overnight, it will be dry because of the humidity. We'll have our usual low clouds, which develop. So we're in the mainly mid-70s. Heading out the door for Tuesday morning. Then we'll clear for mid to late morning, and then things start to bubble up as we go into the afternoon. So let's stop here 3 or 4 o'clock. This model, our graph model, I think it has the right idea, but I do think this is a little bit overdone. So don't get too excited looking at this. I have a 30 to 40% rain chance in the forecast tomorrow. So still, I think the majority of us are not really going to see rain. But with that being said, this is one of those situations. There's going to be somebody tomorrow where you get pretty heavy rain, and that obviously will cool you off. But there's also going to be spots that don't get the rain and it just stays hot and muggy all day. But just a heads up, especially along and east of I-35, scattered storms. And some of this could even make it down to like the 281 corridor. So even into some areas west of I-35 into portions of the hill country. Then as we go into 7, 8 o'clock, once the sun starts to go down, we lose that instability with the afternoon. Anything that does bubble up will start to go down. Here's Wednesday morning, maybe a streamer shower or two in the morning according to our model data. And then Wednesday afternoon, it's pretty similar to what we have in the forecast tomorrow afternoon. Slightly less widespread, but still I think good for a 20 to 30% rain chance for Wednesday afternoon into Wednesday evening. And that is the setup that's giving us this little uptick in rain chances over the next couple of days. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 20 to 40% chances for rain, favoring each day our areas east of I-35. And then Friday into Saturday, these rain chances are going away, and that is when our temperatures start to jump up, where we're looking at more so upper 90s, maybe some triple digits. This is the hourly forecast for tomorrow. As I mentioned, some low clouds in the morning, then more of a mix of clouds and sun heading into the afternoon. With that primary rain chance, this 20% is probably a little low. I've got a 30% for Austin tomorrow. But the primary rain chance mid to late afternoon into the early evening, then trending dry again as we go to the overnight hours. As far as afternoon highs, 91 San Marcos, 95 Austin, 91 Bastrop and Giddings, 92 Johnson City. So with more rain around, it is actually slightly cooler for tomorrow. Still, this is pretty much like exactly average for this time of the year, but a little bit of a cool down after the upper 90s we had in Austin today. 92 in Pflugerville for tomorrow, 92 in Taylor, Georgetown 92, Round Rock 92, Wimberley, Dripping Springs 90 is in the forecast for you. What about the tropics? We were tracking that system, a major hurricane in the eastern Pacific. Last week, that obviously has dissipated. Still no tropical development at all in the Gulf or the Caribbean, but that does not mean the Atlantic Basin is completely quiet. We've got this little area way out in the middle of the ocean. This thing is like way out here. This is not going to be a factor for land at all. You can see there's a little bit of swirl going on there. The Hurricane Center had a 60% chance of development with this system, so we'll see what happens. But if this does become a named system, it would be the first of the season in the Atlantic Basin. Andrea is the first name on the list, so we'll keep you updated on that too. Tonight, mostly cloudy. A rain chance, very slim, 10% or so for this evening, about 75 for the overnight low. Then for tomorrow, hot and humid. A 30% rain chance in Austin. That's a little higher, say 40 to 50% east of I-35 though. If you don't get rain, we're looking at mid-90s, but if you get rain, that could drop you down, and maybe we'll have some rain-cooled air for the late afternoon into the evening tomorrow for some areas that get lucky. These rain chances for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Here they are. 20 to 30% rain chances, highs are in the mid-90s. Then once the rain drops off, does it make a massive difference? No, but it does make a difference. So we go to 98 Friday, Saturday 99, Sunday 98, Monday 99 degrees. So as we approach the beginning of July here, we are getting closer and closer to triple digits. Again, we have already seen our first triple digits of this season. That happened back in May, very, very early. We've had a lot of upper 90s, but amazingly, we have not hit, we have had, I was counting it earlier, I think we've hit 99 like 7 or 8 times. So there's definitely a world where we would have already had double-digit, triple-digit days so far this season, but that is not the world that we are living in. We've been close, but not quite. But yeah, we'll keep an eye on those numbers as we get into this weekend. Certainly possible, and 99 could become 100 or something like that. So that's the deal. We've got some spotty rain chances the next couple of days. May the odds be in your favor. I hope that you guys luck out and get some rain and a little bit of rain-cooled air. We're going to take a quick break. It is 7:10 right now. Next update from me is going to be KVUE News at 10 o'clock. Me and Quita hope to see you there. Y'all have a good night. We'll see you at 10.